Jeremy Dolan Bright, May 25th, 1972, Baltimore, Maryland. Disappeared August 14th, 1986. Age 14, Myrtle Point, Oregon. Status: missing for 38 years and 10 months. Height: 6 feet. Jeremy Dolan Bright, born May 25th, 1972, disappeared 19th, is an American teenager who disappeared under circumstances standards. In August 1986, 14-year-old Jeremy Bright, a resident of Grant Pass, Oregon, was staying in Myrtle Point with his stepfather and sister. Born in Baltimore, Maryland, Bright had been raised in Myrtle Point. On Wednesday, August 13th, Bright attended the Coos County Fair with his friend Johnny Fish. That day, he called his mother, Diane, from a payphone and made plans for her to pick him and his 10-year-old sister, St., up in Myrtle Point on August 15th. Later the same day, Bright met with his stepfather at a tavern owned by his grandmother and was given money to attend the fair the next day. This was the last time he was seen by his stepfather or grandmother. On Thursday, August 14th, Jeremy attended the fair a second time, now with Esty. The two parted ways at approximately 2 p.m. with Jeremy planned to meet up with his sister again at 5 p.m. near the Ferris wheel on the fairgrounds. He never reappeared. He was last seen wearing a black windbreaker jacket, a red tank top, neon blue shorts, and a pair of black size 13 Nike shoes with red shoelaces. The following day, August 15th, Jeremy's mother arrived at his stepfather's house in Myrtle Point to pick up Jeremy and Esty. In South, she found Jeremy's wallet, watch, and the keys to their Grants Pass apartment. After Jeremy failed to surface that day among any of his family members, she contacted the authorities and reported him missing. Okay, so law enforcement initially suspected foul play in Jeremy's disappearance, but on August 23rd, 1986, 1 week after his disappearance, it was announced that they were no longer suspecting foul play due to alleged sightings of Jeremy in the days after he disappeared, some of which were reported as late as August 16th or 17th. Law enforcement believed that Jeremy may have run away with the traveling carnival. Really now? Alternately, several individuals, including Esty, had reported prior that they witnessed Jeremy being forcibly removed by a man near the fairgrounds Ferris wheel between 1 and 1:30 p.m. Several rumors circulated at the time of Jeremy's disappearance. One claimed that Jeremy, who had a heart murmur, had attended a party and ingested a beer laced with illegal drug, which caused him to fatally overdose. Another, submitted by an anonymous tip through a prison inmate, claimed that Jeremy had accidentally been shot to death by a group of quarrelsome men while with his friends at a local swimming hole along the Coquille River. Another alternately claimed that Jeremy had been shot during a target practice. Allegedly, those responsible attempted to nurse Jeremy back to health at a remote cabin, but he succumbed to his wounds. The tipster claimed his body had been buried in the woods in a shallow grave. Police, however, searched the aforementioned cabin and surrounded area and found nothing. Cicely Fish, the sister of Jeremy's friend Johnny, told police that the night of Jeremy's disappearance, she witnessed an unnamed male resident in her apartment building stumble inside the entryway covered in blood. Numerous wells in the Myrtles Point area were searched during Jeremy's disappearance after an anonymous tip was submitted in mid-August 1986, which cited Jeremy's body was in an area well. Another unfruitful tip was given to law enforcement, which suggested they follow a road to a concrete bridge in western Nebraska. Another tip was received, leading investigators to a young man named Jeremy who was working for a circus company in Florida where many traveling circuses and carnivals and circuses relocate during the winter months. But the man was determined to be someone else from Colorado who shared the same name. In August 1988, filming began for a segment on Jeremy's disappearance for the series Unsolved Mysteries. The episode aired in January 1989. According to some accounts, Jeremy was last seen in the passenger seat of a truck owned by a man named Terry Lee Stenhoff, who at one time babysat Jeremy in 1989. In January 1989, a week after the case was featured on Unsolved Mysteries, Stenhoff was charged in the stabbing death of 30-year-old Patricia Morris. The police considered Stenhoff a potential suspect in Jeremy's disappearance. Uh, Terry died in prison in 2007 of a heroin overdose. According to a 2007 report, Jeremy's mother has resided in Florida since 1998 but returns to Myrtle Point each summer to assist in search efforts. As of 2017, Jeremy's remains missing and is presumed dead by his family in an obituary for Jeremy's maternal uncle, who died in Pendleton, Oregon in 2010. It is written that he was preceded in death by most probably his oldest nephew, Jeremy, who has been missing child since August 1986. In August 2011, his family held a memorial service in his memory. In October 2016, a pond on private property approximately 25 miles from Myrtle Point was searched after a tip was received that Jeremy may have been disposed there. In a search, however, proved fruitless.